Welcome to Charlie's Train Journey's 1000 subscriber video. Now I'm going to start this with a statistic that I found, and that is that 82% of all YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers. YouTube is a huge platform and it has so many crowded markets, including the railway and model railway industries. Those markets are very niche and people like certain things. And to be a part of that 1,000 subscriber bracket and have so many people interacting, commenting, sharing my content with other people just as passionate as me, that is just fantastic. And, you know, it's something that I've really enjoyed the progression of over the past few years. What today's video is going to be about is to celebrate all of you that have joined the channel, interacted in some way, whether that's watched, liked, commented, shared, you know, all of those kind of things. And, you know, say a massive thank you to all of you. So I hope you're watching the video because I will be doing some shout outs towards the end for some of you regulars on the channel, which will be cool. But to start with, we're going to take a brief look back at some of the channel's key moments. And, you know, that'll be really good. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing some of those. We're also going to have a look at the channel moving forward. So, you know, what things that you will expect from the channel, what things do I like to do in particular, but also things that perhaps you won't see here and things that I don't really enjoy doing. So, but also looking forward in terms of improvements that I'm going to make to the channel. Some of them I've already made, which if you've watched any of my content in the past 24 hours, you might have already seen. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about things sort of moving forward and how the channel is going to evolve, which is all very exciting. So yeah, join me for this kind of trip back in time, just having a look at how the channel has evolved and what is to come. And yeah, we'll do some shout outs at the end of the video. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. Right, so taking a look back, I think I'm going to begin with why I started the channel in the first place. Selfishly, it was to put all of the video footage that I collected from visiting these heritage railway experiences and having a platform where I could look back and you know, rewatch those memories. Naturally, putting something on YouTube, it creates opportunity for other people to enjoy those experiences as well. And, you know, that is a philosophy that I've always stuck with in my life, is that you should always leave doors open for future prospects because you never know what could be round the corner and what you might want to, you know, invest your time into. And yeah, when I saw the first sort of subscribers, you know, come onto the channel, it made me think, okay, you know, people are interested in what I produce. And I kept doing those videos and trying to, you know, share the experience of the railway, because there's a lot of people out there who go to these events and stand in fields or go trackside and get absolutely incredible shots of the locomotives passing with their trains. And, you know, I commend people that do that because they are awesome at their job. But that's not me, you know. There'll be the occasional shot that I think, oh, I'll quickly go and stand over there and just get that. But for me, it's about being on the railway. It's about, you know, demonstrating the real essence of, you know, the people, the operation, the kind of feel that the railway gives you, the countryside that it sits within, you know, all of these elements. That's what I like to create. And, you know, that's made my channel a little bit different on that respect. So because it is a crowded market, this, you know, heritage railway or steam railway or diesel, whatever it is a crowded industry. So I knew I had to stand out if I was going to keep growing. But for me, the key moment, right, was this. Releasing that layout tour video, which I'll come on to later, that was the turning point, because I realised that people like model railway content, but actually they like my model railway content. And, you know, the idea of what my railway is, it's heritage railway, everything you see is placed on, you know, it comes out new and different each year, it's not a permanent layout. All of these aspects, I think people found very interesting. And, you know, I think also people connect with the person a bit more. And, you know, me being in some of the videos, I never would have thought that that would be something that I would actually do. But yeah, it's been, you know, a real pleasure to see that side of the channel grow. And there's no doubt that the channel was in this position largely because of that content. So yeah, we're going to have a look back now at some of those key moments on the channel and kind of see the progression unfold over the past 3 years that it's been running for. So let's have a look. The video that I'm going to start with is my North Yorkshire Moors Railway 50th anniversary gala. And as you can see, it's got 7.4k views, which is still today the most viewed video on the channel, unbelievably. And bear in mind that this channel was only 3 months old at this point, so I've got no idea why YouTube threw this out to so many people, but it did. And it was definitely one of my best videos. Obviously, there were some massive locos involved in that gala. We had Sir Nigel Gresley, there were lots of double headers, there was 2 9Fs as well. So yeah, it was packed. And, you know, I love going to North Yorkshire Moors. It is a place where I holiday a lot. I try and go on holiday there every year or visit the railway at least once a year. And it's quite a drive for me, but it's just my happy place. And, you know, it was great to see so many people really enjoy that video in particular because it's a railway close to my heart. Another one is this Flying Scotsman visit to Nene Valley. And the reason why this video is close to my heart, again, it's an event where most of my family came to. You know, there were a lot of people in my family that hadn't seen the Flying Scotsman for nearly 20 years, a long time. And this was their first opportunity to see it. My uncle came, who takes, you know, a lot of photographs, so he got some brilliant shots of the day, which was really cool. Obviously my parents were there. They usually come to all the events that I go to. You know, my cousin, who is like my best friend, he was there as well with my auntie. And yeah, it was just, you know, we had some friends there too of my stepfather's. It was just a stunning day, and it was a real sort of trip down memory lane. It was just an awesome day, and I'm glad that loads of people really enjoyed that experience that I had on that locomotive. So, of course, as I've already mentioned, the layout tour video was a turning point on this channel. There's no doubt about that. And that's what started me creating that model railway content, you know, and also presenting to camera, because I was very nervous before releasing that video, because it's the first time that I've done an extended video speaking to the camera, and you never know how people are going to react to you doing that. You never know if what you say and how you articulate is going to come across very well. So that was nerve-wracking. But also, as I've mentioned before, you know, this is something that I've kept very personal to me. So to share that to an online audience was quite daunting. But, you know, from the reaction that I got, you know, the viewership, the comments, the likes, all of that just made me think, wow, people are interested in what I have to say on this particular subject. And, you know, they've started to connect really with my railway and my idea. And that's really special, as I've mentioned, you know, because, yeah, I don't want to repeat what I've already said, but, you know, the fact that people can enjoy the content I produce and the railway experience that I have in my own world, then, you know, that's amazing. And I know there's lots of people out there that don't have the luxury to be able to have a layout of their own. So, you know, try and find people to invest in their journeys and their experiences. And that's really special too. So yeah, definitely a massive turning point on the channel. And the model railway content that I've enjoyed creating the most, to be honest, is the secondhand steals videos. because it combines two elements of the channel together. It combines me going to the railway and having that experience with finding model railway items that I could then bring back and unbox and try and find a place for them on the layout, and finding brilliant secondhand bargains. You know, that is something that people are doing a lot more in this hobby because everything is so expensive, and you know, it's rare that people can buy things brand new unless, you know, you've got loads of money or you've got no other priorities like a mortgage or a car that's financed or whatever it might be. So yeah, those videos are just really exciting because you never know what you're going to find. You never know where it's going to fit. And, you know, then you sort of, the extra imagination comes along the way with finding, you know, a locomotive to run the rolling stock with, or creating a storyline, or the new opportunity to create imaginative, you know, thinking and content that goes further than what you already had. All of those sorts of elements. That's why I love that video. That video concept is just so cool for me to create. So yeah, they've been really enjoyable to produce for sure. And lastly, I just want to have a look at this post because I posted this little trophy. Now, my girlfriend made this trophy for me, which, you know, was really sweet of her, to mark sort of 500 subscribers. So I put it on as a post on YouTube, and that was 4 months ago. So within the space of 4 months, I've gained over 500 subs, which is just insane. You know, that achievement I'm super proud of. And as I've mentioned before in the Charlie's Chats video, there's a lot going on at the moment, and it's, you know, one of those things is soon to come to an end, and that is my master's study. That will conclude at the end of August, before the bank holiday. It's been a very long process. I've also been working full time as well, so that's been tough to kind of fit everything in, plus the YouTube, you know. But the good news is I don't see YouTube as a chore, because it's something that I love doing. I really enjoy it. And, you know, a lot of the videos that I create is me sharing the experiences that I create on the layout for just me. So yeah, it's, you know, it's the best of both worlds really. But yeah, it has been a struggle at times, but you know, it's been incredible, and it's given me like an outlet when I am a little bit stressed or overworked and stuff. It's given me a space to go, wow, you know, look at what I'm building here. So yeah, it's been really, really excellent to have a look back at some of those moments. Throughout my short journey on YouTube, I have really figured out the things that I absolutely love to do for content, but also things that perhaps, you know, you won't see on this channel because I just have no interest or limited interest in it. So I'm going to take you through 3 of each of those. And yeah, it will just be an opportunity for you guys watching to kind of understand what you might see from the channel in the future, but also for people who are coming across this video for the first time to really understand what this channel is directed towards. So we're going to start with things that I love to do first. The first thing is videoing heritage steam. I am a steam locomotive enthusiast. Capturing these at any given point is something that I absolutely live for. But also, as I've mentioned before, I love being involved in the atmosphere of the railway, not just the locomotives, because, you know, every railway is different. There are different people who work there that come from various backgrounds, have different stories to tell. And I spent a lot of time being in and around that atmosphere, and I've tried to showcase that a little bit more on the channel, and that has been inspired by my uncle, who is a photographer and has come on a few of these railway trips with me before, particularly in the last year. And, you know, some of his photos are absolutely phenomenal. You kind of get a real dense look at, you know, what builds this you know, live museum? Who are the people behind it? And I think that's really important. So yeah, that's something that I really enjoy, and it all adds to the memories and the experience you get. The second thing is creating model railway galas. This is the pinnacle for me, and it really helps build that connection with the hobby. I love recreating that feeling you get from visiting these heritage railway galas on your layout. That's why I spend a lot of time investing in timetables, and some of them can be really meticulous as well, and they have to be able to get 8 locos running in one day, because yeah, it's it's quite a process. I have to credit people who produce those in, you know, real life for these railways, because it is a hard job. I also love creating the themes as well. They just bring things to life that little bit more and gives all the locos that are there a purpose. And, you know, replicating those heritage railway diagrams like the brake fan rides and things like that, you know, it just all adds to it, doesn't it? But yeah, absolutely love doing that. It's one of my favourite things to do. And the final thing is I love creating stories and experiences. That is what I want this channel to be the blueprint for, with this hobby and this passion, because imagination is everything. I love the what ifs. I love the what is possible, you know, thinking beyond the layout, trying to connect my layout with real life events that are happening, all of those aspects. And I have my great uncle Ian to thank a lot for this. You would have seen me cite him in all of my short stories, because he is currently creating a working document of the Queensbury Railway trilogy. And that is going to encompass all of those short stories that he's given me lots of imagination to create. And he has also created quite a few of them himself too. But to have them all in one physical copy in like a big storybook is just wonderful, because you've got all those memories to look back on that layout. And, you know, as I've mentioned before, this layout will be dismantled and it will go back into storage and never to be seen again. So the only kind of memories I have of previous layouts are just photographs. And they're great, you know, it's nice to look back, but to have all the content now and to have, you know, that as a trilogy, that's just so cool, isn't it? You know, to have those as memories, and it, again, it just builds more connection with the hobby, doesn't it? So yeah, that's something that I really enjoy too. So yeah, let's get on to the things that I don't enjoy as much. All right, so the first thing that you're not likely to see too much on my channel is standing in a field and getting the best passing shot of a locomotive. Listen, I commend people who do this, because they are absolutely incredible at it, and you know, that's already a very crowded market on YouTube. But I personally prefer being on the railway. As I've mentioned before, when I plan these trips to these galas in particular, it always is about getting on the locos, not achieving the best shot. So that is what I will always stand by, and that is something that obviously I enjoy the most. The next thing relates to the model railway, and that is maintenance. Now, I have done a maintenance video before. This is largely something that I do off camera though, because, you know, I never feel like I've got time to do things by the book, so to speak, because this layout is only out for a period of time. As I mentioned before, you know, work, other commitments, it does limit your time. So I want to just spend as much enjoyment doing the things that I love to do as much as possible. You know, I do clean my track every sort of 4 to 6 weeks. That's something that I always maintain. I usually clean and service my locos once every 3 to 4 years, but actually, because I run so many locos, they don't actually get a lot of run time each year. So that's something naturally that I haven't really had to invest too much time in. So yeah, there are loads of people out there who do a much better job and have far more experience than me in that kind of field. So I would encourage you to go and watch those people. The final thing is constructing my own scenery. And, you know, it's something that I would really love to do in the future, but right now, in the position that I'm in, I just have no time or resources to be able to invest in something like that. I know I can save a lot of money if I do, and that is something I will definitely look at when I've got my own mortgage and whatever in the future. But, you know, it's just not a part of the hobby that I've grown to enjoy at this point. And, you know, for me, it's about prioritising the experience of running the locomotives, and that's what I'm going to stick with. As any YouTube channel moves forward, it's important to recognise what you could do to improve the experience of the people watching and make things that little bit more professional. So I have made a few changes to the future experiences that are going to happen on the channel. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to invest in a mic. Now, I'm not going to go crazy. It'll just be a little one that I can just pin on my t-shirt. But I am conscious that, you know, when I record certain aspects in certain videos, you know, this one, I get a lot of kind of reflective noise off of the walls that are behind the camera. If I'm over here controlling a locomotive and the camera's on the opposite side of the room, you know, I have to project and shout a lot louder and the audio doesn't sound as good. So I think having a mic will be the perfect solution to, you know, make things a little bit more coherent where audio is concerned. So that's one thing. The next thing, which you might have already noticed, is I've made some improvements to my channel page. As you can see, I've added in a Charlie's Train Journeys logo, which I have debuted across various videos before, but I wanted to make this my actual channel icon because it's a lot cleaner, it's sharper, and I wanted to take kind of my face out of the picture because my face is on enough videos anyway. But I think it looks a lot more professional, and of course with the cover photo changing as well, it gives that clear depiction of heritage theme in amongst model railway. So, and the final change I made was to the description, which needed an update based on the new model railway content I am now posting. So here it is. Welcome to Charlie's Train Journeys, a channel celebrating British heritage theme, model railways, and the joy of bringing a passionate community together. As a steam enthusiast, I travel across the country to experience the theatre of heritage railways, from steam galas to show-stopping locomotives, capturing the true essence of the railway atmosphere. I bring these experiences back to my own model railway, creating imaginative stories, fun running session ideas, and sensational steam galas, complete with timetables, posters, and more. Whether you're here for heritage steam, 00 gauge modelling, or simply a great railway experience, grab a cuppa and enjoy the journey. The last big change that I'm going to introduce for the channel is more subscriber interaction. Now, I pride myself on making sure that I'm interacting with my comment section as much as possible. I try and reply to every comment of interest. So yeah, I'm going to try and obviously maintain that, keep that up, because I really enjoy that interaction. Equally, I'm going to be introducing polls, Q&As. I'm going to be, you know, asking for content ideas, and you know, maybe subscribers will get to choose the locomotives that run in the galas, which will be quite cool. That is something that I've always wanted to do. Now I've got a larger audience. So yeah, there's definitely going to be more interaction where that's concerned. And what I'd like everybody to do is leave questions in the comment section below for me to answer in my first Q&A video, which I'm going to do when I'm holidaying in Yorkshire, and that will probably be in about a week and a half's time. So please leave some interesting questions that you'd like to ask me down below, and I will mention you in that video. So that'll be great. All right, I am conscious that I've been speaking for a long period of time in this video now, but for some final thoughts, I just need to reiterate my thanks to you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know some of you in the comments section, seeing the interaction, the conversation that is happening involving the content that I produce. It's absolutely phenomenal. And what I want to do is give some special shout outs to people who have been regular viewers on the channel, regular commenters, but also have given me some excellent advice along the way. So I've got a list of subscribers here that I'm going to mention. First shout out goes to the Cameraman Reviews. Phil, I know you personally because I used to work with you, but you've given me lots of tips and tricks for YouTube, so thank you for that. High Oak Junction, John, I met you at the Mid-Norfolk Railway. You encouraged me to share my model railway experience online, so thank you for that. Also a fellow Spurs fan as well, so that always goes a long way. Simon Pugh-me2IY, there we go. You won my first giveaway, Simon, at Christmas, so wanted to mention you, and you also invited me to come and have a look at your miniature steam locomotive, which is amazing. So I will definitely look at trying to fit that in my calendar next year if that offer is still on the table. So thank you. Sam M-O2CX for your incredible supportive comments. I've screenshotted so many of them because they are just awesome memories to have. So yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for those. Dillington Model Railway, James and Dylan, you opened my mind up to new ways in which I could create stories with stop motion. Thank you for your support and I appreciate you. Mick, St. David's Layout, how can we not mention Mick? Your incredible donation of the GWR Prairie Tank and my custom Charlie's Train Journeys wagon, which is now taking pride of place on my channel page. So thank you so much. Incredible gesture from you. I'm really appreciative of that. Annoying Oscar 8796, Lego Boy _brick, and Like and Go -H3Q, you three have been bringing lots of enthusiasm and energy into the comments section. So thank you for the hype and the engagement that you've given. I really appreciate it. 2010 Ditter, Tim, for your consistent supportive comments. You have provided the most comments by any subscriber on my channel. You've got an incredible record. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And, you know, to the others who have regularly interacted on the channel, Little One Model Railway, Todd Wainwright, Flying Welshman 93, Owen Hardy 4592. I didn't realise, Owen, that 4592, I now have that model. That was gifted by Mick, so would you believe it? Devon George 85 and Jack's Trains 4468. Thank you for all of your consistent interaction. And I know that I've missed some of you, as I've mentioned. There are lots of regulars on my channel now, and I really appreciate that. But please do get commenting. Give me some questions to answer in my Q&A down below, and I'll be sure to give you a mention and a shout out as well. So, but before I go, we've got to do the spin the wheel for the 1000 sub giveaway. I've got everybody's names in here who commented between the time frame that I gave. We're going to spin it and find out which subscriber is going to win the canvas and a personalised video from me. Here we go. Which person is it going to be? It's going to be Like and Go -H3Q. Congratulations. Please send me an email. It's listed under links on my channel description page, and I've put an image in here so you can see it in the video. It will also be in the description of this video as well. So send me an email or drop me an Instagram message with your name and your full address, and I will get that canvas sent to you before I go on holiday this weekend. So congratulations, thank you very much, and yeah, thanks to everybody who also entered. It was great to see so many of you drop a comment, and yeah, I will definitely do more giveaways for sure when I hit some big milestones. Guys, that is going to conclude my 1000 subscriber video for today. Thanks again. I appreciate you joining me on this journey that the channel has been on over the past 3 years. And I look forward to producing more content for you that everyone will enjoy. Thanks again, and I will see you on Saturday for a Charlie's Chats. Take care, all the best.